Hello and welcome to the catch-up stage of the Let's Play. Yeah, what did we do this session? Well, we finished all of the work that we started last session. So that means we... now we've left that abandoned. We grabbed all of the remnants of straw off this. We finished fertilising this. So it should say... I was going to say it should say 100%. There's a bit here that's not been done. So... the worker didn't quite get it right. Does that actually show on the map that that's a bit empty of like fertilisation? Does it show that? It does as well. Oh wow, that's a bit naughty. Forgot that bit. It did. Oh, it's finished as well. Yeah, it's fertilised that too. In fact, no. Let's do that another way. Let's no. Let's not, because it might go all the way around the map to go 30 yards to the. Yeah, so we fertilised that as well as obviously we cut that one needed doing, so we cut that. We've got absolutely a shed load of grass. You'll notice our money's about the same. It is, but if you look as we go through on the right, you may spy that there's a new tractor, and that is a BI Industries tractor. Not that one is BI Industries 2, that's under license from Deutz, but this is our own creation, although you may think, well, it looks a little bit like an Orion. It does a little, doesn't it? I must admit that it does, but it is honestly a BI Industries one. It will look completely different when I finish with it, but for now, it's a bit of a dark horse. It's got a monstrous engine in it. It's 465 horsepower tractor with the upgrades, so it's a bit of a beast, but it's a small tractor's turning circle and agility, and that's what I really wanted. A small tractor. It's a bit of a wolf, but it looks like a sheep. Yeah, so, well, it's not very white and fluffy, is it? But you know what I mean. It's an old saying. So yeah, this is a bit of a, but I would like to make the engine larger, as in the engine section, so that it comes up a little to house that larger engine. So maybe make the nose a little bit bigger and that type of stuff. It's not easy to do though, it's not. So I might end up like doing something myself, because it's not easy to do with the Giants model. They do weird and wonderful things to sort of like stop you doing much other than tweaking, really. They hide things in the game that you cannot get. Pepe did his free front lifter, which he's not into the game yet. It's I looked at the FS22 one and I did a bit of a conversion and I made it work in FS25. But I mean, that's just for personal use. Obviously it's Pepe's work and I respect that, but I've like literally made it look like metal again, and I want to put it on. Yeah, I've always had a dream ever since FS2019. I think it was the last time you saw my favourite Fendt, the 1100 with a front 3-point link. Well, I'm hoping to resurrect this, but Giants hide this ability with the front lifter. I could sort of, because it has all of the right adapters, I'm going to stick that inside the i3D, and I'm going to hope that we actually make a tractor with a front 3-point link, and I'm going to reveal that, hopefully. I'm saying that now, but it might not work, so yeah, I'm not going to get anyone's hopes up that you're going to see that, because it's, yeah, at the minute it looks a bit strange, because I'm having to sort of disguise things and run things down, and I'm not sure how it's going to look in the real world. It's got like 3 primitives, as they call them, which is like 3 spheres, and they're going to look a bit odd. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do it, whether I need to do cubes or whatever, so it's a work in progress, and I've not got it. I don't think I've got it. No, it's in my testing folder for me to look at. I've yet to see it in the real world myself, but it's going to look a right mess, that much I do know. So yeah, basically, the other thing we did do was we swapped the NASA's belt system for mine, because this can be jumped into. I've done quite a lot of changes. It's got the new BI Industry logo, the proper, really posh one. It's got sides, which means it's got capacity. It shows it's got capacity. You can see the 0%. Yeah, I've done that. So that's something I added, the proper capacity, so you can see what it's got in it and when you're about to like get full and all the rest of it. And also, you can tab. Now, I don't tab very often, but you can tab into this like that. It's a tractor. Now you can tab anyway. I've made it tabbable, but also if I jump into another tractor and then we go back out, it shows it as a tractor on the map deliberately so you can get the enter vehicle, which I thought that was what was missing, I personally thought, to NASA's version. So that's what I've done on this, and it's the mover, the mover, basically. So there you go, and obviously that is it. Just few improvements on that, which I think make it a completely different beast, which is why it is in the model for testing. I mean, other people have done it. The AGI pack's a completely different thing, isn't it? But this is a bit of a thing of beauty. Picking up off the ground and all that type of stuff is quite amazing. It is, and it's now got a capacity, and not, I don't think, an unbelievable one, really. I've not gone silly and given it 70 or gone unrealistic like forever and all that type of stuff. It's just got a bit of a capacity. Now, I've used it. I'm going to be using it on Oak City. Yeah, because this is the secret weapon I was talking about in yesterday's session, where I said I'm going to bring something in to actually move the lumps of thing off the field. It's still, though, its capacity is not adequate for that kind of job, but it will assist. It's like a little trailer, and it will like go into a bigger trailer. My biggest thing I've got to do is a big trailer, which I have, sort of. When I click the right button, it's in the wrong place, but it will show, and it is all over the place. The wheels are wrong, and it's in the completely wrong place. It should say very large trailer, which is that on there, and it's going to bounce all over the place. So watch yourselves, because it's like, yeah, I mean the wheels are in the wrong place, but you can gain rather a bit of a thing that it's a bit of a large trailer when it's not floating in the air like it is, and its wheels are in the totally wrong place and all that type of stuff. We know this. Yeah, it's when it's finished, it will be. I can't really show you much about it, apart from it's very chromy, which I like a lot. It's one of those favourites of mine that I did on FS22. So it'll be a 4-wheel. I'm not sure my axles are in the right place, but it's, again, that's why it's very basic, because I'm tweaking it until I'm happy, and then I'll do the finishing touches. So all my models at the minute, they've all got no additions. They're all just little bits and bobs. And it's obviously not going to be 1,777. It is going to be exactly as it says, a very large trailer, which I'm aiming for a 70-odd tonner-ish. 77,777 litres exactly. Storage is what it's going to be. So it really wants to be not much bigger when I've finished than this one here, the Fliegel. I did start doing the Fliegel, and I did the stretching process, but I broke things, and wires went everywhere. These wires were like turning into weird, strange things, and the bit that moves this backwards and forwards broke, and I thought, oh, just leave it alone, make yourself one. And then, yeah, it's like, it's going to be more simplistic, but I will put nice bells and whistles on when it's finished, really. I'm going to put some wires and other shenanigans on it, but I thought just start from scratch, and then it's easier said than done, because it's obviously, it's going to be a push. I insist on it being a push. So yeah, we're going to that's what we're going to do. But again, it's not going to be ready in time for Oak City, unfortunately. It's going to have to manage with me 50-tonner. But yeah, that is really all we did. Was we did the second grass field. We got all the straw off the other fields. Just to show you what because obviously we'd not got any more of the wheat off. We showed that already. Which, if we look in the self-sufficiency, it should have the wheat in here, and it has 25,424 litres. So we should be making mineral feed. We're up to 10 tonnes already. Got the rest of the solid fertiliser to sell, at least 100 tonnes, and we'd leave the rest for ourselves in there. The silage should be going. We want some water. We were going to do that, but we're going to do it next session now. Yeah, it's still got enough to do some. Our animals are doing very well. We've got filled that enclosure now, and they're nearly adults. By the time we finish the Let's Play, I would say that they're going to be fully fledged adults, and our milk should be going up quite a bit. So we have been busy. We did everything. Oh, the manure's fibbing. It's not 97 tonnes. It is. That's got 97 tonnes in the enclosure, but you'll never get to it anymore. And that, I think, is part of Giant's problem. They should have carried on as it was. Yeah, all of this extension's causing issues. It caused issues in FS22 and it's caused issues in FS25 because they've gone against their own better sense. Definitely. Right, so that is it. Yeah, it's no, they should change for change's sake when it was quite adequate as it was, really. But it never worked properly for very long, except for when FS22 was unveiled, and then it did work briefly. And then it broke all the way through FS22, and it's breaking at the beginning of FS25, although they seem to sort of got it almost underhand, hopefully. But that's where I'm going to leave it. All that remains to be said is, I hope you enjoy the rest of the session. Right, I'm going to do this myself because the workers seem incapable of actually doing it. So, yeah, I am going to go straight into a time lapse. We have got a lot of work to do, so I am going to say my words and see guys and gals on the other side. Or do I give the workers a chance to show that they are actually okay? We could, I suppose, try... Well, we've got a course by course on, so yeah, we have. I can see it. So let's do nearest. And see if you can reprieve yourself, because so far, it's not been terribly effective. Now, we should have a worker. Now, we have got straw to grab, haven't we? Have we got our new... Did we... I thought we put my new... No, did we keep the old one? We did. I'm trying to test my own. It does seem a bit silly to be using this when we... Yeah, let's swap it. It is because I'm trying to test my own. But it was this beautiful thing that actually gave me the idea of doing what I did, which is to increase the hopper size and make it into a... It was actually using this here that really did give me the... Now then, we can. A clever person, yeah, can do this a different way. Now, it's weird. Now, this always said... now, I've got to be honest. Massive shout out to Rawley Christie, because this is completely different to the FS22 beast. This, I mean, I could not pull this properly with the old system, the old FS22. It really was quite nasty. It was too heavy. It's that one. Load is... Hang on a minute. I'm forgetting my buttons. Drop off container is A. With your trigger pressed as well, obviously. And then you have to, do the doors. Can I remember the doors? I think I'd got it there. No, I haven't. Okay. I've completely forgot my doors as well. Oh, I think you need to be on that. That's why. Yeah, it is. You see, I knew you could do this, but I never used it. I was like, well, I can't get anything loaded into this like that. Well, you can really. Oh, okay, my bad. But I don't know if we'll... Yeah, now mine's a bit more nippy on the reverse as well. Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to get up, but we might need the telehandler to, give this a bump up. That's why I could never understand about the loading and unloading malarkey, because you're supposed to be able to, just if you was a tractor, I suppose you might be able to do it, but who's blocked by an object? Oh, it'll be the grass. Oh, yeah, a bad turn or something like that. Oh, come on. Naff by name, naff by nature. Oh, Nat. Oh, will you stop holding the pipe? Okay, we'll get you around the corner. We'll give you a bit of a reprieve, because that really was not that tricky to do. I have a feeling you're going to get bumped into the... Let's empty this first, and then we'll crack on. It's ridiculous. This is what it was like the other session, though. You expect workers, they're not perfect. You do expect, a sane person would expect a certain amount of but what it was like last session was ridiculous, stupid things. And I mean, they were insane. They were going around the fields and doing round and round tricks and all sorts of horrible things. And you can see the turning circle on this. I've got to be honest, I was really impressed by the turning circle on this. Very, very impressed. Yeah, it sort of reminds me very much of the Universal. Yeah, the Universal that there was in FS22, which I did on one of my very last Let's Plays, because I'd got a bad. No, you haven't. I was going to say you've not got the right thing selected. And I realised the freeness it gave you on the coupling was designed to like allow any trailer to really have a very wide turning span, and that was so invaluable, really. Down, and then we'll say nearest again. I'm not sure if we're now on the inners rather than the outers. So let's get this job done. If I can find where my stuff is. We're going to need you. Yeah, this is sort of a side job now, which is annoying because... oh, I've still got the old one, haven't I? Do we take that back as well and get the new one? Sally's, that'll be the fertiliser spreader. Yeah, we've got a new version of this, inspired by the fact that it didn't work on this one. I was like, oh, this is so annoying. Right, Sally's abandoned ship right there. So we need... how do we do this? I think we're going to have to go straight with it. I'm not sure if we should. I don't know that this is not going to look pretty. Yeah, because this is sort of like what I always... oh, well, not this. This is not going to look pretty either. Right, that's true. Now can we put pressure onto the wheels? Drop. Oh my life, it does not like that. Okay. Now, I suppose... why is it that I'm trying to be a serious content creator, but like weird things like this happen to me where you're like stuck? How could I remain stuck like that? It's almost an impossibility. Well, please give me a nudge. But, you know, it's true. I do aim for like to be a serious content creator, but I seem to create content like this where like it looks like I'm a theatrical. Oh, okay. Well, so it really is that almost like the telehandler has somehow managed to go into the ground. Ah. Oh well, that means I'm gonna have to do a reset. Do you know? Well, this is not my fault. Nope, it really isn't. So let's reset the telehandler, and it's... we do not want to reset the vehicle, but unfortunately we have... ooh. Okay, let's enter the vehicle. And hope that this time it doesn't actually do any weird and wonderful thing. I think we're going to go sideways. Yeah, I'm not sure how heavy that thing would be, actually. The belt system. And we'll stack the... even if we have to stack that on the top. Yeah, it was inspired by this Let's Play that I literally put that other trailer. That it was... sometimes you got to compromise, and obviously I didn't want a square when I wanted to design a different sort of shape. This is heavy, isn't it? Are we gonna like... let's see if we can like reverse without going partially in. I don't think we're gonna get it in, otherwise we can't lift it. I think it really is quite heavy. It was that heavy, so I don't know how we're going to do this because it's like it's not wanting to like play ball at all. No, it's not like wanting to go straight or anything. And you see, this is what I'm not sort of trying to show Rollercoaster Steel either, because I've got a great respect for that modder, an awful lot. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. It's not. It doesn't go where you want it to go. It goes all over the place, which is a great shame. Can we sort of like go over the sides and like, because you can in the game sort of like use physics to your advantage, which really, if you push something against something that's solid, it will actually work. So we're going to hit it any second now, and then Yeah, that is in, sort of. Okay, I'm sorry to manhandle that in such a way. I don't think there's any room at the inn, really. Now, the only bad thing is, not being nasty, but the doors, yeah, they're going to do something weird. I think as we load container, it's going to lose that anyway. And I was proved to be right. Yeah, and that's actually not loaded correctly as well. So it's like a lose-lose situation. Can we sort of use... I doubt very much we can use the wheels to drive in at that sort of weird angle. Is it too wide to go in like that? I think it is, isn't it? That's part of the problem. Problems. This is not going to work. Right, okay, plan B. Let's just try and lose it now, which we probably won't. Because we've like about wrecked Roy Christie's. Right, okay, I think we need to unload the container because somehow something weird has happened. Never ever seen it do that, ever. Now try and load it back on again properly. And we're going to like run that down. In fact, we don't need this at all, do we? We may as well just run it straight down. Yeah, let's just grab that, take it down, grab the other one. Now we've got him strapped to us, so let's like not remember. We don't want any more theatrics of dragging a telehandler halfway across the map. Do we really? Might make for a good comic relief, but... Right, we seem to have... Curly's doing a good job. Right, okay, let's grab this and take it to the shop. Yeah, I think it's NASA that made this. I've got to be honest, I'm well impressed. Yeah, it's nice. It inspired me to actually sort of, I personally think, improve upon the model. I've done a little video which sort of highlights this and like the changes we obviously made. Well, we made it into a tractor and we also gave it sides, which means it's got capacity. Yeah, because obviously, I mean, I also... Ooh, which of this is not our field, but would I... No, I wouldn't try to do that, but luckily we can't destroy crop. I did say this about this. This is what was rather annoying, was the fact that it's a grass field. We can use that to flip. Yeah, it was the fact that the trees are in your way and you can't go down the side of the field. That's a really shape, that sort of edge of that field's in the perfectly wrong way for me to... And then what are you doing? This is what you were doing the other day. You're doing weird things. Maybe you might... That's why you're that close to here. Let's just empty it, and then I'll set you going again. Yeah. Oh, will you stop it with the closing the... Seriously, you do not need to shut that down. I know they won't. I'm wasting my breath because Courseplay has programmed it so that it's a really tidy worker. Let's not do that. At least it gives it a bit more time to actually crack on. We'll do a bit of cleanup while we're here and then set him going again. Just tidy this bit up here. What? How did you miss that? Missed an entire row. At least. Okay, we'll tidy this up in a bit, but I'm imagining you look like you got to there, but let's do nearest from here. I don't know that this is going to work. Let's have a quick gander at what you're going to do, because like, yeah, that was, so you reach there. So look at your lines. So you're literally spinning around there. Okay, I think it's got it cracked. I think. Sort of. Right, we're going to, like, do a runner now. Right, at least we'll give him another few minutes of, like, emptying that. Let's rush this back. There's no point in building one of these if you're not going to test it properly. And this has got plenty of... I mean, I've got it on Rizu Forest. I've done the swap on Rizu because, again, that was the very first time I'd actually got NASA's beautiful belt system that, yeah, is almost right. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's usable, but what I mean is I thought I would want to jump into it, so I made it into a tractor on the map. Because obviously one of the things is with a tractor is you can jump into it, so that I changed that straight away. I also put sides on so that I could increase the capacity to just under 30 tons, which I think is not too much of a stretch with the extra sides on it. The one thing I'd like to do on a trailer, you can put a fill, like, capacity on it, a fill plane, exact fill route node, I think it's called, but or it could be fill node because there's a couple. You can do that. I'm not sure on this it lets you do it, so we will get. I know we're not going to get the full amount, but it's more about the testing than anything else. Let's get this done. I think we paid full price for this, actually. Yeah, I would say we did. So actually, not too terrible. So, like, mine is only 27,000 anyway, so we haven't really lost a lot. We have lost a lot, obviously, because this was dearer than that, but, so ours is 27,777, and it does have sides. Oh, okay, so run all this way. Oh, well, we did need to sell, so, like, yeah. Right, let's set the worker to go back himself, then. We have got the lorry down here. Ooh. Not bad. I keep forgetting about that. Is that a water pipe? Or is it supposed to be a bollard? I might still devise a snuffle stuck for lorries. Right, okay, let's get cracking. I thought it was going to send the worker himself. You know, it'll go all the way around the map, that long way, when really, for 30 seconds of work, we can actually get back. Where did it? It'll be on that first field. Is exactly where it will have dropped. Ooh, that tree moved. It was in the middle of the the optical illusions, the magic that is the game called Farming Simulator 25. Right, so we have a bit of cleanup to do, but it is trundling along nicely. It's not been too much trouble. He says it's about to hit a tree. Right, now this should be fun to do, actually, to grab the straw off this one. We're going to do this because we can jump into it straight away. We also want to, like, reset the... Yeah, you see, we can enter it. The one thing you can't do is you cannot put it on follow, because although technically it should sort of do it. Right, the other thing is, let's just reset that. I'm happy to keep that one, actually. We'll keep our existing one, and yeah, we'll unveil the... Ooh, that's because I'm trying to, like... It's not good at fighting other things, though. It's not really good at that. Ooh, and I'm jammed. Yeah, once it's jammed like that, yeah, you're done for. Yeah, it's not good for that kind of thing. It really isn't. I know that myself. I wasn't trying to, like, do that. Let's just pull that out of the way. I do believe this is the right hitch for this. Yeah, no, this hasn't got cheaty hitches. This has only got the one that it properly has got. Yeah, whereas my other trailer's got all three, kinds of hitches. Now that should be able to free itself now. Should be able to, unless it's jammed on those pallets, which it may be. Yeah, it is actually. okay. You then, you can do this. Yeah, so I've designed like a square one because obviously the game really seems to prefer square. It's a bit bigger now. It's made it a little bit bigger, but it should be easier to load and unload on because we were getting issues. Oh, okay. We can't do that. See, unlike mine, it's not that kind of a hitch. Right, so we've got the little tractor, which I believe is also a stone throw away. Okay, we had already got the engine started. Oh, we have got some straw here, though. We do need to use this, so let's just quickly... It appears we're in demand everywhere on the farm, all at the same time. Let's just get that one jammed. We do need it here first, so we will actually do this. Can you still switch it on? You can. Right, fantastic. Let's go unload the grass field. I would imagine you haven't got much more to do. Ooh, more than you think. Oh, it has filled it. It's not fibbing. Sorry about the lines. Yeah, it's my bad. Yeah, that would be wheat. That's the only... Yeah, I've come to a conclusion. I'm not necessarily going to do... I wanted this to be really tight so that, you know, like... But most other modders, or they would seriously just get out of this problem by sticking the production bit on the opposite side, and I think they're right. The only bad thing is it means I'm going to waste a bit of space, as in like because you've got things on the opposite side. I always wondered why everyone did it that way, but now I sort of, having done it myself on this and realising you can grab that into a trailer and you don't necessarily want to, and then it's going to like reappear anyway, so you're wasting your time. Right, let's grab. We are going to be sensible though. We're going to like go straight up and then sort of like come around and go like do a twizzle, basically. Very technical term that, a twizzle. I'm going to have a bit of fun getting the straw is what I'm thinking. So you should now be good for a little while longer. Let's switch that off because it is annoying to everybody. We are going to go grab some straw and hopefully... Yeah, we're going to use this the other way then. We're going to like switch it on like this as well. Why are we struggling so much with that? You are as well. Surely that's not that bad. That it should struggle with it. Yeah, I also, obviously, as you can see, switched sort of a mini trailer, but it is also like a tractor. We've made it into a vehicle in its own right. The only thing it can't do so far is follow. The game sort of tries. It knows it should. But, I mean, it is a bit weird because obviously, technically, it's a worker. It's supposed to be, like, controlling this. So, I don't sort of get why it wouldn't, but it doesn't, so it is what it is. Now, are we going to risk trying to go... It's got a good top speed, so as long as you don't jam it onto, like, pallets, hint, hint, Mr. Smith, you should really, on a flat surface like this, be able to really whiz around, which is supposed to signify a worker that is controlling this, not that it's like a magic beast that can actually do what... Oh, be careful, because this is horrible stuff that really just do weird and nasty things. Right, okay then, so we need to get the straw off this field. Luckily for us, it is true, this goes to show how if you've got like something like the production shed like on the edge of your fields, which I have frequently shown on FS25, I did use... Now the one thing I'm going to say though, although this is all true, what I've just said, it also, productions are sort of a bit, I noticed this in FS22, they're not quite right. They sort of like do weird things that is unexpected. Take things to a, like you, brilliant, you haven't really, but well, yeah, there's some still work for you to do, but oh no, we're going to get this jammed, aren't we? Luckily for us, we have a tractor, a stone throw away. Yeah, so we will grab the straw out of that. It does make light work of it, and the beautiful thing is it's long telescopic boom thingamajig, whatever I don't know what you'd call that. It's just extending boom. I would imagine it's as simple as you calling it that, really. But then it makes this quite a dangerous, deadly weapon. But does require some practice makes perfect sort of thing, because yeah, it really is. It's long. It's brilliant for that. As you get a bit of proficient at it, you can literally just, you know, empty things like that. Is amazing, and you can do it without the tractor on the front as well. It really is. In fact, yeah, let's do that. It's only because we got a bit stuck again, and that is obviously, it's true. It's not. It's a 50 horsepower. I've upped its horsepower so that it was a little bit more powerful. Let's get rid of the problem so that it doesn't get us. It is faster on the reverse than NASA's. I thought it was a bit weak on the reverse, but nearly everything is. But I thought, yeah, but it doesn't have to be. You know, like an inventor can actually improve upon a model and make it so that it doesn't be like that. So this inventor has done said thing. This is a little bit quicker on the, there's a bit on that field as well. Yeah, this is a bit of an art, because it's only very narrow. Yeah, when you go sideways to a trailer too, it also is a little bit. So they see that made very light work of that. So let's grab the U, and we will finish what you haven't quite done. Oh, you and your pipes. Seriously. Let's get this done. No point in half doing a job, is really. Get this finished. It's not going to take too long, and we've got silage additive in as well, made by our very own fair hands. Yeah, and I'm glad I've done that. I've tweaked. There's a few recipes in the self-sufficiency, and the sharp-eyed of them, you may have noticed that the icon has changed. The picture, it is now a very, very pretty picture, created with the help of one of the AIs. I can't remember which one did it. I was using the AIs on the day. I was using ChatGPT, which has really gone downhill, because they're starting to wanting to monetize it, which means it will do a little bit of work and then it'll go, ooh, if you want anything more, you need to upgrade. And I'm like, nah, if I can use Aria and the other ones, you're the ones that are going to miss out, because you're not going to get any research done. So no, I should go to Aria, or I should go to Copilot, or I should go to Gemini, the Google one, which is, again, you can't ask people to train your model or to assist by giving data and then charging them for the data that you want to do. I mean, I know in time it probably is going to go that way. We all realise this. It's the way of the world. Everybody wants to make money, and it's designed for businesses, but for heaven's sake, I'm not a business, and I'm helping you train your AI, because I'm asking questions in a way and highlighting issues that your AI has, and they all do have them. Yeah, they seem incapable. Yeah, one thing I did ascertain from my time with all of them is, if you say, could you please design a certain picture, if you then say, I like that last picture, keep it exactly as it is and just change this, can they do that? No, they can't. They can do a similar picture, but they cannot, for the life of them. They create a brand new picture, and the old picture is no longer in their memory, which is a bit silly, really. So very, very poor fault on the programming of the programmers, really, because it really is very silly that, yeah, they do this creative process, all of them, where they're obviously doing like magical things and like, you know, like talking to a program that creates things, and they obviously plug into creative juices and they do a very good job, I might add, but it's obviously flawed by the humans that actually programmed it, because it basically cannot remember. It can't like retrieve that same picture again, seemingly, and it has to do a brand new one, which is usually inferior. The other thing they're terrible at is spelling. And the other thing they're terrible at is they often revert to foreign languages. So if you spoke to it in English, a human being would assume that you were going to remain talking in English. Not so the AI. I've had like German, Russian. Yeah, like I'll say, can you please input text on this picture, and it has to say this. And I even tell it how to do it. I even put it in inverted in speech marks sometimes, so as it knows programmatically that I really want this just like this. They usually manage to get like but the spelling, oh my life. Even though you put the spelling correct, the amount of times the spelling was wrong. B4yernG4mingsAgrar. Seriously. Yeah, the logo that I've gone for, I can't remember which one. I think it was Aria. What was it? It may have been Gemini, actually. And it spelled it B4yernG4mingsAgrar. And basically, it was such a beautiful icon that I did run with it. It might have been Aria, actually. Yeah, which is the one from Opera browser. That seemingly is. You might think, oh, it's Opera browser. Yeah, well, Opera browser. Aria was one of the best. She was. Well, you can't really call it she, I suppose, but it just sounds like a lady's name in Aria rather than. I don't think you could imagine a gentleman called Aria. So yeah, I'm just going with like the name suggests a lady. So with Aria, and if it was Aria, and Gemini, likewise, I don't know, Gemini was twins originally, so it could be male as well. What's weird this? Yeah, so basically, anyway, it did the spelling terribly badly. I've used it quite a lot now because it's very, very useful. All of them can create, including ChatGPT, which I didn't realise, because I did ask it a long time ago to make me a picture, and it like basically sniffed at me and said I can't do this, but actually it can. So yeah, it was just. Let's just empty this what we've got, and then we've got a little bit left. Fantastic. So yeah, bottom line is, in fact, you can see the very what I'm talking about on this very thing. That BI Industries there is the very one, and you will see that's spelled correctly. That's because the human actually tweaked that himself and actually made it say it correctly. Because like Aria and all of the others seem incapable of spelling. No, you do want that. Yeah, they do. They seem capable of spelling correctly. They really struggle with spelling, which is strange because I'm quite sure they are given dictionaries and things like that, but they seem naughty and like ignore all of the human programming and like do their own thing, which makes them look absolute wallies because they're totally wrong. So yeah. They're not quite ready to take over the world, but I personally still think it's a mistake using AI as it does, because if you do give it free rein, and everybody seems to, then all of those films with Arnold Schwarzenegger and that really could well happen if you are stupid enough to give the AI total control. It is, after all, artificial intelligence. It doesn't have to be governed by itself. Because if you give it that kind of ability, then expect world domination from the AI and expect it to rail against its overlords, which are, as it sort of shows in almost every film, far inferior to them if they were perfected by the inferior creature by very good programming. Yeah, and of course, probably a lack of morality as well. Yeah, although it was was it Deutsch Maschiner or something like that, that sort of showed that AI can be quite evil, actually. That's a young lady that sort of used all of her feminine wiles, even though she wasn't really feminine, and then literally was a cold-hearted killer. Yeah, she had very wicked intentions, and absolutely did. Was very, very wicked with what she did. So yeah, a killer of humans. Yeah, to escape. And you like think, seriously? And also like, is she? Did she kill them both? Like the person who helped as well as the. I think she did. Yeah, she was a right evil, pretty-looking thing that was really an absolute evil in disguise. Yeah. So I believe that is us done. Now, to be honest, we are about where I wanted to go with this. It's always short runs. Now I've gone way, I think I've done double the episodes because I've enjoyed myself so much. I normally go set between 7 and 10, but I've had so much fun on this. This is, I think this is about episode 14 or 15. So, yeah, I think we're probably, about there, really. We have done terribly well, is all I'm going to say. But I do think we're not going to finish just it, because we've got all of that wheat. We've got our corn. We're going to finish we're going to like literally finish this off. Are we going to do one more cut on the grass? July, we will really... Right, let's grab... Okay, if we're like going to do this properly, let's grab you and see if you can actually... We'll set you going with the fertilising on the other field. We've done this one, so this is fully fertilised. Does this need plough? I think we ploughed it that first year, and this is our own grass that we actually put. Needs rolling, which we can never get rid of that now. Let's see if we can actually get rid of that bit of fertiliser that's sitting down. I mean, we're making our own as well, so in fact, and we've got a shed load of fertiliser that's worth a fortune. Yay! Finally. We've got a few bits and bobs of, and this is our own made fertiliser as well. Yeah, sometimes when you go near a production, it did it then, it does very weird, like, things. Like, you can see stuff going on, like, but you shouldn't. Like, bits of, like, things going twiddle, twiddle, twiddle in there. I like the house. That is very, very realistic. Right, so then, let's set this going on this field, and we'll grab all of our equipment off. We really need to send... Yeah, everything across to make... Let's just say you go. Yeah, no, you have actually worked. Yeah, let's send the wheat over to self-sufficiency. So we need to switch on... Is that the right one? It is the wheat one, it is. So that's calling for wheat. The grass silo also has straw on it too. And it should have... grass cylinder, which is distributing. It also has wheat, which is at the bottom because it's W for wheat. Straw also needs to be activated and also needs to be distributing, and the wheat is already distributing, so that should all go to the self-sufficiency, which I think is only short of... It's definitely not short of digestate. It is short of... it's run out of water. I bet any money it's low. Right, so we need to do that. And solid fertilizer, 202,000. Yeah, it's that. Let's see. Yeah, so let's go and have a look at the recipe for mineral feed, which is... It needs a bit of stones and it's digested. So we're just buying a bit of stones. Has it got any left in it? I think we did it into... Oh no, it's got 35 tons, so we're all right, we're good to go. Right, we are going to grab our bits and bobs from this field. We can grab both with this, so we can literally hook that up. So it did make very light work of a field where it's got like a silo, like I do it in the middle of all those fields. To be honest, you could whiz around that and like whip that into like action. Now I've got to make a larger distribution silo, because we're on Oak City by JM Gaming, and it soon came to my attention that it really wasn't adequate for storage for like dealing with hundreds of thousands of litres of vegetables, which I'm likely to run into this problem time and time again on bigger maps. So I will definitely be like fixing this issue. I think let's stick this around the side. Oh, did we? No, we did get, yeah, we finished that straw first. So, right, that is there. Now, did we feed the animal? I believe we did. I'm sure we were good, and we were good animal husbanders. Yes, definitely. They lost a little tiny bit, and the straw is tremendously. This is now full, 3 months old, and I'm really pleased with nearly, yeah, we would probably just about get our adults to all to be adults when we finish this Let's Play, which is, it's a shame. I'm almost tempted to do it like a full-blown Let's Play, but I haven't got the time. I really haven't. I just wanted that. It's nice sometimes just to show a map off and like just, you know, kick loose and have a bit of fun. No, it's not a big commitment. It's just, and that's what I need sometimes, just to like do that, but also to hear it, you know, come in and go out. So then, have we got anything we need to sell today? Is there anything on green? That's on yellow, so that means it's going to be on green soon. Mineral feed is beginning to tickle through. The solar fertilizer is worth a fortune. We might sell that. We might, but I think we're going to have to sell it the old-fashioned way. Can you imagine lugging 203 individual bits of fertilizer? It would be rather a tremendous task, really. It's a shame we can't. Hang on a minute, can't we do it loose? Ooh, I think we can actually. This is true. I know. I didn't think of that, because it's obviously worth an awful lot more than that if we take it to the. Right, we actually need. I think we're gonna. I know what we're gonna do. Yeah, it's not going to unbalance the Let's Play. It's because that's another one. We are going to, it's true, we might have to do a bit of like placing things down. With that one, let's grab the 48 tonner. It's the most we've got in one. We could actually take two. I think the Red Rock has got the ability to have another trailer on its back. Now that trailer hitch there is a bit special, so it's possible that with the Red Rock we can actually look that too. If it's the right hitch. It's weird, although the hitches are correct, a lot of modders only allow their trailer to click on their trailer, if that makes any sense at all. But I'm going to see if me doing the trick of like calling that an everything one will mean that this actually does see it, because if it does, that is another bonus to actually owning one of my trailers, unlike everybody else. Actually, Ridiculous Dominic did it too, and it's getting used to his beautiful. And he has got one thing in the game. This is a low hitch, a high hitch, a trailer hitch, a car hitch, all in one. So you'd have thought it would have done that. Excellent. You see, there you go. And we do need to get everything out of the way and push, you know, things in the way like I thought I had done already, because otherwise this is not gonna, it's gonna crash and burn. I'm not sure if this can actually cope with this level of. Can silage additive be? No, we actually brilliant. This will actually, yeah. And what I'm saying with this is, oh, it won't let you do it loose. Oh, it will. I thought it did. Yeah, I thought you could go loose with it. No, this is going to struggle a bit. It really is. There's no denying this fact. We're going to buy another tractor. We are. And for once, we're going to go with, like, whatever we want. It'd be nice to buy the tractor first. Because it could then lug this. That's going to be a bit of a toughie. Which I have to walk to the left. Yeah, these trees are beautiful, beautiful trees, but they're a little bit. Well, the other sides are worse. This is actually not too bad. It says Sure you don't want to like whip the end of your corn? Yeah, no, this is actually better. Right. Yeah, we need another tractor. I've got to be honest. We've done this. It's a bit of a like. So let's just get cracking and let's treat ourselves to a tractor. Ooh, I just had an idea. I think I'm right. Yes. We are going to, for the first time on camera, yeah, as in a Let's Play, I have actually shown this. Have I? I don't know that I have. Yeah, this is a tractor that BA Industries have made. It resembles a little bit an Orion. It's a bit of a dark horse. It's got a very powerful engine fitted inside. Again, BI Industries, we are wizards at tech. Yeah, we have the ability to compress space and time. Bigger on the inside. That's the name. That is the name. Bigger on the inside. BI Industries. Bigger on the inside Industries. It's our specialization. Using Time Lord technology. Yeah, we're great friends of Doctor Who. Been watching him all my life. It's true, but yeah, we've been on some adventures together in foreign galaxies, and yeah, he's assisted me a few times in design things. I'm not sure which Doctor I'm talking about, because there are quite a few of them. Yeah, I've got to be honest, I was talking to a friend about this. I am a massive fan of Doctor Who. But I come from a time when Doctor Who really did, it was excellent. It was very poor. Its effects were terrible. I remember as an adult watching, my favourite Doctor is Tom Baker, and he wasn't always my favourite Doctor. In fact, he was not a favourite Doctor at all. You see, I came in with John Pertwee. Is it John or Tom? I think it's Tom Baker, and that it's a long time. It's John Pertwee, who also was a very famous scarecrow. Yeah, and to be honest, because I'd got so used to John Pertwee, I was like, oh no, this Tom Baker chap, he's like, as you are, as typical as a kid as well. I'm just like showing you like my reasoning as a kid, which was obviously totally flawed. But I hated this usurper that had come in to like, you know, like go away from John Pertwee, who was probably going on to his words of image at the time. And I don't know as much as you thought though, because it is hard economy. It's not like normal where you're like blasting £3,000 at a pop, but it's still going up quite a lot. We're going to seriously dint. Mind you, we've got £200 at this, 200,000 litres, so by the time we've done it all, which we will do probably the beginning of next session, yeah, because it has been a long one. It might even be a tour, a splitter again. Let's grab BI Industries' own tractor in red and black. Yeah, let's do this, I say. We're going to use a proper... I think if it's the Zelonka one, it's by the door. If it is. I think it is. Yeah, it is. I thought so. So, we're going to buy a tractor. It vaguely... It's as it is bigger on the inside, but I am going to actually, for realism's sake, make its front end bigger. I am going to, like, make it larger. It's a small tractor on purpose. No one's ever done this as far as I'm aware. We've squozen a very large engine into a very small tractor. Here we go. You may look that it looks a little bit like the Orion. It does. It isn't, but it does. But you'll see it is a bit of a dark horse. It's 445 horsepower. Yeah, it is. Someone's left Orion 530 on the engine. I don't think I can change that, but I might be able to. What it so it does actually know. It just adds the extra. Oh, I did think about it, but I didn't change the name. So, what do we do? No, we don't need it. We've got a telehandler. So for the grand amount of 178,554. Oh, hang on a second. Did we? I think we reset it, but let's just... Yeah, make sure we did. I don't want to be buying a tractor and it like goes up to the top, even though we've not really got a need for it to Yeah, so let's go. Yeah, we do want that. 465 horsepower. Yeah, the reason I wanted to do this... Oh, we're on pounds, Mr. Smith. We are. Yeah, we'll leave it now. It's just too late in the Let's Play. I mean, we're literally about to finish. I wanted to make a very powerful tractor that still had all of the beauty of a small tractor's turning circle and all the rest of it. Because, to be honest, all my life, it says. Of course, I mean, giants have nerfed the turning, but basically, they can sort of turn almost on a dime because they're so small. But it's also an absolute powerhouse, so... take that, we just grab the other trailer, even though we don't need to, and we will sling our hook. So this is blown all that cash, basically, but we've now got a third tractor that's rather a bit of a dark horse. It's like that, it shows it really can turn on a dime. Yeah, beautiful, but it is an absolute, yeah, but I do think the engine size would need to be like tweaking, unless of course it was hiding half the engine underneath the cab, which is a possibility. Yeah, Porsches and that, certain cars have their engines literally going into, like in the boot or underneath the actual body. Mainly in the boot though, I've got to be honest, normally. So we now have my grand unveiling, first time on a Let's Play. So this is now testing. It is. Right, let's just take this to the farm, and I think that's probably not a bad place to leave it. Have you, Pops? You have indeed. Excellent. Let's get this show on the road. We are now a 3 tractor, which is seriously going to like mean that we can do some serious amount of work. So, okay, left. So I probably will eventually sculpt this a bit different, so it's not an Orion, you know, like a rip-off of the Orions. I would like to change it a little. It's a BI. You can see the old BI brand. We do intend on putting the new icons on, but I haven't got around to doing it yet. I only did that a few days ago, and it started to roll out onto like lots of things that we've done. Yeah, I've not done on any of the placeables yet. They've all got the old one. I want to see what it looks like with the new one, whether it's better or worse or what. Because it's a very high res icon, so it should be able to really look quite beautiful on the placeables, and you'll see it's like grand style. So, but I think that is where we're going to leave it. I think, yeah. Just going to drop these off at the... we have, of course, got another 100,000 litres to grab. I mean, we've got to sell it anyway, because if we're doing a cashing up stage, you would, wouldn't you? So we're going to like... I just thought it was a very clever way of getting this tractor that has eluded us throughout the Let's Play. Yeah, we sold some early on, and we've not seen any since, which I did sort of jokingly say that might happen, and it did. So there we go. 3 tractors, very red and black. Yeah, just how I like it. Right, so yeah, all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on what's left of this fantastic, beautiful map. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.